Grand Rising, everyone. This is Artist of Truth, and welcome to my vlog. So today, what I wanted to start off with, it's a. I'm trying not to linger too much on this whole coronavirus scare tactic that the government corporation is continuously throughout all media outlets utilizing docile, weak-minded individuals to continuously create this level of fear amongst the people. Am I scared? No, because my thing is whatever's going to happen, it's going to happen. Especially with this of this magnitude. Okay, it's whatever. But I came across a post between a tweet, I should say, between Keisha Lance Bottoms, the mayor of Atlanta, and Roland Martin. Those of you who are watching, I'm pretty sure you've heard of Roland Martin. Both great, intelligent, melanated individuals. I don't always agree with things that Roland Martin says, but for the most part, he makes some valid points. This whole situation here is just okay. Let me go ahead and read exactly what the tail end of this whole conversation. So Keisha Lance stated, I'm not saying that Magic City, which happens to be a strip club in Atlanta, I'm not saying that Magic City didn't look like this last night, but this one is not ours. So I'm guess she's referring to another strip club of some sort, because a lot of the strip clubs in Atlanta have shut down. Now, continuing on, but your point is beyond valid. This is serious, which is really not. If people don't start exercising social distancing, thousands may, catch that, thousands may die and the entire country will be on lockdown. Well, as far as I'm concerned, there's states in the U.S., in this country, that are honestly already somewhat on lockdown, martial law. Okay, I understand a lot of people, they don't like talking about that. They feel like, oh, that's a conspiracy theory. I was like, it's a conspiracy theory to a lot of individuals who have been well programmed and so comfortable and trusting in the government corporation that the government corporation is actually going to see you through when you've already been given the signs that this government corporation really and truly doesn't give a fuck about you, because hell, they were already in conversations about giving a bailout to major corporations, but not trying to bail out the American people. The American people who get up every single day and go to these major companies and make it possible for these companies to continue to stand on the backs of the American people. Without the American people, these companies will crumble. All right? So that message right there should go out to everyone who is out there working, who is currently not working now, thanks to this whole bullshitting ass coronavirus scare, and their children are not in school. Me personally, me and mines, we had to go get our daughter. We had to go get our daughter, take her back to college so she could get the rest of her things out of her dorm, and she can't go back until August. So she has to take online classes, which honestly, she's not comfortable with that. She doesn't like that. She's very upset about it. But, it's like, hey, what can you do when It's a continuation of docile, weak-minded individuals who are just utilizing excuses to help this government corporation continue to push this narrative that, oh, well, everyone has to go in the house. Everyone has to stay inside. You can't interact with other people. You can't be face to face. You can't be in large crowds of this, that, and the fifth, because we're trying to keep down this pandemic. Okay? What the fuck ever. But let me read you exactly what Roland Martin stated, which fueled me enough to come forward and do this vlog. This is beyond idiotic. These are his words. This is beyond idiotic. These black folks in ATL are out of their damn minds. Mayor Keisha Bottoms has to shut this down. Every one of these folks are putting themselves at risk. So I know he probably said a little bit more, but I just caught that bit. Now, mind you, Roland Martin, mind you, not everyone, make sure you hear this very, very well, Mr. Roland Martin. Not everyone is weak-minded, docile, and easy to manipulate because they're fearful. How can you be fearful of something you don't have a clear, concise understanding of? Let me bring something up that a lot of people, I don't know if they missed or they didn't really pay attention to. Between 2018 and 2019, you had a total of 61,200 people to die from influenza. Between 2018 and 2019 now, 61,200 people alone in the United States of America. Okay? Everyone who has contracted this flu strand, okay, those individuals have survived it. This isn't what I would call a pandemic, okay? Not at all. This isn't a Netflix series containment. Now, I can make all of this can really make sense to you if you would look up Netflix series Containment. All right, this film stars a black mayor in Midtown that a foreigner came in. He was coughing and carrying on and whatnot, but he became sick, and he, just by coughing or sneezing, whatever, he infected a nurse. The nurse then had to go in isolation in a padded room. Okay. Now, while she was in that room, she began bleeding out of her ear, and she began bleeding out of her nose. Now, she didn't turn into a zombie, but she coughed and coughed. Next thing you know, she died. Okay? Many other people that she came in contact with was the same result. Alright? What ended up happening was a section of that city was sealed off in hopes of containing the virus, which didn't happen because you had some people that were in that perimeter that was quarantined with those who were infected. And what happened? Hey, You know, the higher ups over the mayor stepped in and was like, you know what, look here, I don't want to tell you how to do your job, but this is what's going to happen. We're going to fence this perimeter. We're going to electrify this fence. We're going to continue to build barriers around that perimeter, and we're going to leave them people there to continuously infect others who have yet to be infected. Leave them there with little next to no food, water, or even resources to even try to survive themselves. Now, you have to see the rest for yourself. But that, my friends, that, ladies and gentlemen, that is an actual pandemic. That is where everyone would, if you're going to be fearful about something, that would be something to be fearful about. That would be something to be very, very fearful about. The coronavirus? No. And this is why so many people here in Atlanta made the choice to continue going out, continue working as long as they possibly can. You know, Roland Martin says this is beyond idiotic. What seems to be idiotic to you is very sound to a lot of us. Because ain't nobody giving us no fucking handout. Ain't nobody paying any of our bills. Our children are out of school. So we have to take on more responsibility. You understand that? Roland Martin doing all of this doggone talking, but his money ain't getting stopped. His shows are still continuing to air. You know? His money is not being affected. So of course Roland Martin, he's going to continue to push this emotion out on the people. He's going to continue to push this narrative. Oh my gosh, y'all idiotic, y'all crazy. You're setting yourselves up to get infected, to infect other people, to die, and this, that, and the fifth. Roland Martin, stop that bullshit, bro. I assume that you were much more intelligent than this. Then here's your statement. That statement alone is very idiotic. Because we have been living, our people, melanated people, have been faced with fear for so doggone long. Okay? When you are fearful, this makes it easy for other people to step in and to manipulate you and to control you. Roland Martin, I thought you were smarter than that. But I guess all of your degrees and whatever boule that you were a part of, I'm guessing they left out the common sense here. Because when you are living in fear, those who are in higher positions, it makes it more easier for them to control and manipulate you. This is why you have a lot of people that are here in Atlanta, not only in Atlanta, but abroad, who are still carrying on with their daily lives. And he says it's idiotic. It's idiotic to continue to be fearful of a government corporation. And they blowing smoke up your ass. Roland Martin, I understand. You can't say what you really and truly want to say, what you need to say for the people to get out of this level of fear. Because you have someone that you have to answer to. Whatever network that you are on. I'm pretty sure that daggone network is not owned by you. So I understand. It's this flu strand is not anything to be fearful about. People are dying from it. I understand. I'm like, heck, people are dying every single day before this coronavirus even came in. I mean, really? A total of 61,200 individuals in the U.S. alone have died. But everyone wants to talk about Italy and what's going on in Italy and China and other countries. Hey, how about this? Have you ever thought about this? What is the number of people who were infected that are now perfectly fine? What is the number of individuals who have survived this? Because I also have to be mindful. We all have to be mindful that the foods that we're eating, and I can't say it enough, because this is where the FDA and the CDC and the government corporation, they already know about this. But a lot of the processed foods that are in the stores, processed foods, a lot of the meats, pork, chicken, beef, a lot of these meats, they have been injected with some sort of chemical substance. They have. And the FDA and the CDC and the government, they know about this. They know about this. But guess what? You trust their words so much, but they continue to put poison out to the people. Knowingly continue to put poison out to the people. My thing is, when are you people going to start thinking for yourself? You hold the power. I hold the power. The people hold the power. But instead of us recognizing our own power, we give it away to someone else. We give it away to some other entity. We give it away to some other government entity, an agency, or better yet, we give our power. We give our power away to religious entities that we really and truly don't fully understand. But we were forced into it. Our people were forced into it. So my message is, stop sitting up here listening to these individuals talking about how crazy we are, that we're not living in fear, because that's all Roland Martin's message was really about. This is beyond idiotic. Yeah, you know what, coming from a melanated man, it is idiotic for that to come out of your mouth. But moreover, I hadn't once seen Roland Martin on no goddamn treadmill at all. Never have I seen Roland Martin on no goddamn treadmill. And then all of a sudden the coronavirus come around now. Oh, club quarantine. So now he on the treadmill now. Come on, man. Come on, man. I see why Tariq Nasheed be clapping on you the way he do. I was like, man, Roland Martin, I agree with some of his points, but sometimes he's very transparent. And you can see him filling up with bullshit. And immediately it's just like, no. Mm-mm. This is not a pandemic. This is nothing more than those who are in higher positions flexing their power. Because they know you don't know how to operate with your own power. So Roland Martin, you need to stop putting that type of message out to the people, especially to our people. Our people already plumb crazy as it is. Going out in public, they wrapped up like a human saran wrap. Putting masks on their face. I was like, what the hell you putting a mask on your face? If you're going to get sick, you're going to get sick. And it's not because of anyone else. It's because of you. It's because of the foods that you eat. You can't go out here stuffing your face with a whole bunch of processed food and then go to the gym talking about, oh, I'm healthy. Fuck out of here. If some of you people knew exactly what they were putting in these processed foods, only a fool would still sit up here and continue to stuff their face with processed foods that that causes various types of cancer. And everyone wonders, damn, those who are dealing with cancer, they're wondering why they get cleared of cancer and then they go right back to eating the same way they were eating before. And then all of a sudden the cancer comes back and they're just crying and everything. It's because you're not taking the right things. You're not putting the right foods in your body. It's not about going to chemo, because I already know chemo does nothing but kill the cancer cells as well as the healthy cells. That's why you find a lot of people who go to chemo, they come out of chemo, they're tired, they're drained. It's because that chemotherapy kills healthy blood cells. You're welcome, for those who didn't know. So it's like you're putting your trust and belief in the CDC, and the CDC still hasn't found a cure for AIDS. Someone else did before the CDC got a hold of it. Dr. Sebi. But of course, a melanated man discovered the cure, the natural way. And the pharmaceutical companies, they weren't too pleased with that. That was taken away from their money, and it was a problem. Every holistic doctor, if you notice, there's a very, very extensive list where these holistic doctors surprisingly died in some sort of way. But of course, hey, I continue to hear people saying, well, the CDC said this and the CDC said that. I'm like, God damn, last time I checked, the CDC went to court and they lost because they were pushing a vaccine that was causing parents, children to develop autism. But you all still running around here trusting and leaning on the word of the CDC instead of looking and researching healthy ways, healthy alternatives. Yes, you should go out. Yes, you should exercise. Don't let these fools sit up here and mold your brain into being a dead version of your real self. My message here today is not to is not to hurt anyone, is not to harm anyone. As a matter of fact, this is bigger than racism. This is bigger than, oh, I'm black and oh, I'm white. It's bigger than that. It's a bigger picture. This virus right here is nothing more than smokescreen. And until we honestly look at it and call it for what it is, we will continue to be subjected to any old type of treatment. We will continue to get treated, and we can't be cattle. We can't be cattle, people. And the funny part about it is, I am a people's person. I am a people's person. I love everybody. I really do. And if I wasn't a people's person and I just didn't have a love for people just naturally, I wouldn't say anything. I would sit back, look at y'all, watch a lot of you all run yourselves into the ground, pull your hair out, stressing over this shit. Bounce back. If your job has laid you off, bounce back. You got to find a way. If you're at home with your children, this is the time. Educate your children. Share some things with them that you have yet to expose them to. Please utilize this opportunity to not only educate yourself but your children. Because what's going on right now, this has nothing to do with a little virus. It doesn't, people. This is serious. Now, how in the hell this shit spread so fast? I'm still doing my research on that. But if you were to Google 5G and the coronavirus, I encourage you all to watch those videos. Watch those videos. Have a clear, concise understanding of how frequency works. Because what our government corporation fails to enlighten people about, these 4G, 5G towers that they're putting up all across our country, emits a percentage of radiation. Radiation which distorts the mind and the body. So don't think for 1 minute that, oh, the coronavirus is really killing people. No. What people have consumed and damage they have done to their body is the reason why they are not here. It is the reason why they are not here. Even some of the most healthiest people, or people that claim they're healthy, they end up dying, allegedly. Well, that just goes to tell you, their immune system wasn't as strong as they thought it was. My thing is, I have yet to hear of a vegan dying from this coronavirus. But, hey, I could be wrong. I just haven't came across that information yet. But protect yourselves. You know, this is behind this smoke screen. If you really honestly want my opinion, behind this smoke screen, I believe it has everything to do with a new world order, martial law. They want to confine you to your home to keep the spread of this virus down. But yet, the same actions, the same movements were not being taken when influenza was up. So, continue to wash your hands. Practice eating, practice putting foods in your body. I encourage you all. Because I'm a people's person. I love people. You know, I know a lot of my videos said a lot about, you know, white folks, and I'm just like, hey, there's some white folks I can't stand. You know, there's some black folks that I can't stand. But collectively, when we are all under the same umbrella and we're all being remotely affected, then it's bigger than that. And what's going on has everything to do with the government and has little to do with us. Because when they understand that they have control and fear fully developed over people, it makes it easier to take any ounce of power away from the people and abuse the people. This isn't new. So I encourage you all, I challenge you all, start today. While you still have time, start today. Go out and buy fruits and vegetables. Download Pinterest on your phone and look for vegan recipes that you can put together for yourself and your family. Start out doing that. That is the first step in building your immune system. Ridding your body of excess mucus. Because mucus, solely mucus alone, is a breeding ground for any virus, for any bacteria, any bad bacteria to multiply. And if you think I'm lying, look it up for yourself. But I encourage you all, I challenge you all. Put away the processed foods, the sodas, the meats, and put in what came from the ground into your body. Do it for a whole solid week, because I believe that you can do it. Put these foods in your body, and after a week, see if your weight doesn't go down. See if your pressure doesn't surprisingly decrease without you taking pharmaceutical drugs. See if your sugar levels become level and normal. Put away the processed crap. You only have one body. Your body is your temple. It is very important. Take care of it. In the meantime, in between time, your joy and happiness belong solely unto you. Stop allowing undesirable individuals to take away your joy and happiness. Your joy and happiness is your sanity. Peace to the gods, and stay safe.